Hey guys, Nikki here with Create, Make, Decorate. Hey, for today's craft, I have a really cool idea to share with you, making an angel picture using different types of mixed media. So to start, I picked up this piece of wood, this old owl picture from the thrift store for $1.99. And I grabbed some of this scrapbook paper over at Hobby Lobby. I don't know about you, but this scrapbook paper was giving me a total Haunted Mansion Disneyland wallpaper vibe, and I thought it was just so cool looking. So I'm just going to start by tracing out my scrapbook paper to the size of the piece of wood here, and then I'm just going to go ahead and Mod Podge it directly on top. Once I was done with that piece, I went ahead and grabbed this other piece of scrapbook paper that I picked up, again over at Hobby Lobby, and I want to give it a kind of worn, weathered look. So just by ripping it into kind of the shape that I wanted, I'm going to go ahead and Mod Podge that piece directly on top of the other one. Once I got everything done and trimmed up, I did go ahead and place another coat of Mod Podge directly on top just to go ahead and seal everything down. Once the Mod Podge was good and dry, I went ahead and took my sanding block and just went ahead and sanded off the edges to give it a nice clean cut. You can pick up these sanding blocks over at the Dollar Tree also for, $1. And they're just a really good tool to use. Now just grabbing a piece of paper, I am just freehand drawing an angel wing. Very simple and easy to do, and I would recommend doing it with pencil because you can see I was kind of erasing and redrawing until I kind of got the shape that I wanted. Once I was done, I just went ahead and cut it out, and this is going to actually be used as a template for the next step coming up. Okay, so now is where the real fun begins. So you're gonna grab your vinyl spackling. Now I picked mine up at Lowe's. I have seen spackle over at the Dollar Tree, but this particular one I did pick up over at Lowe's. So grabbing your palette knife, you're just gonna go ahead and apply the spackle, tracing out your angel wing template. Now I found as I was going, just kind of working in light coats and then just kind of reapplying as you go until you get the effect that you want. Now you want it to have a lot of texture in there, and you want to create some movement. So you want it to actually look kind of like it's feathers and a little bit of that movement within there. So this is the time just to have some fun and be creative. So as you can see, I'm just kind of reapplying and reapplying and reapplying until I get the look that I wanted. Now you do want to make sure that that spackle is completely dry for the next step of painting. I did use my heat gun in between coats. So if you don't have one, just set it aside and let it dry. It doesn't take that long to dry, but you do want to make sure that it's nice and set. So grabbing my Waverly chalk paint here in plaster, I just went ahead and applied a coat of that. It didn't give that much of a difference as far as the color goes, but I did just want to tone it down a bit. And then next I grabbed my Waverly in Mineral. This paint you guys can pick up over at Walmart. So using my palette knife, now you see those highs and lows that was created by that plaster. The palette knife is so cool for this part because as you can see, it just kind of grabs those certain, areas where the spackle was, high, and you have those texture pieces on there. So this is just a really cool effect to make it look a little bit more chippy and a little bit more aged and rustic. Next, using my Waverly Antique Glaze, I wanted to add just a little bit more dimension to these angel wings, just kind of outline them a little bit to make them stand out just a little bit more. So with the fine kind of pointed paintbrush here, I was just kind of outlining my template, and I was dipping the paintbrush in a little bit of water just to dilute that glaze a little bit here. And as you can see, it just really starts to bring out all the detail of the angel wing, and I think it's looking so cool. What are you guys thinking of this project so far? I hope you're liking it, and I hope it's inspiring you to get out and do something like this. Now this can be done on any size of wood or canvas. You don't necessarily have to use the size that I did. This was roughly probably a 5x7 piece of wood, but I have made something similar on a larger, I want to say by 16 by something canvas. So it is really fun, and again, it's just a project you can do on multiple sizes and even different types of mediums. Now again, grabbing my palette knife, you guys, your palette knife is your best friend for this type of project because it really brings out those details on those highs and lows of what the spackle has created. So by taking your palette knife, you're not brushing it on, with the brush bristles, it's only grabbing those higher pieces. So it really does work so well to bring out those detail. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and take my brush here, and I'm just outlining a little bit of where I had tore the second piece of scrapbook paper just to add a little bit more dimension to it. And I'm just kind of playing around with it here, just having a little bit of fun and just adding, little bits more detail, a little bit more age kind of look all the way around. So I really encourage you, if you do try this project, that you just sit back, relax, put on some music, and just kind of let your mind go where it's going to with this project, because it is just, again, like I said, just such a relaxing project to do. Now to finish, I just thought it needed a little bit of a glitter, a little bit of a bling bling, because I think it ties in that perfect kind of rustic elegance, just adding some shimmer to it. So again, using my palette knife, I'm just applying it, you know, where I kind of felt that it needed it. And you guys, I am so happy with the way this project turned out. I just think it's so beautiful, and just like I said, that perfect blend of that rustic elegance. Tell me if you're liking this project. Tell me if you're into rustic elegance, or what your design is, what your type of decor is. I think it can pretty much fit into anything, even farmhouse, whatever you want to use. So now just reapplying that little thing, handle, whatever you want to call it, back to the top there. And that's pretty much the finished product. And it's just so pretty. I love the way it looks in my house. And I think it's just the perfect addition to any home decor. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you taking the time to watch my video. If you do like this project, I would really appreciate it if you would please go ahead and share it to your friends and share it to your page. And please don't forget to pin it as well. So thank you so much. You all have a wonderful, blessed day. As always, happy creating, and I'll see you the next time.